I welcome Tom's Take on a Tom's Take +1 down here in downtown Lansing with my good friend Beth Kuiper, who's the communications relations man. Give me your title with downtown Lansing. I'm just going to do it as opposed to trying to fumble through it and what you're trying to accomplish, because what's going down in downtown Lansing is very important to me.
Hi, so I'm Beth Kuiper. I'm Outreach and Community Outreach and Programs Manager for DLI, which stands for Downtown Lansing Inc. We are a staff of 3, so there's an executive director, myself, and a marketing specialist. We focus on the PSD, which is the Principal Shopping District, which is just north of 496, runs on up to LCC, and then we start over just east of the Capitol, and then we go over to the old railroad tracks by, well, I should say, the railroad tracks by the boulevard is our jurisdiction.
Right. So, Beth, my whole thing about downtown Lansing, and I've done some stuff with Tom's Take +1 down the old the downtown Meyer location that the Gillespie Group has developed down in the Stadium District. I just think you got to get people to live here, and that's what the Gillespie Group is doing, getting people housing down here. But my whole thing is this Washington Square. Because back in the day when I was brought up in this town, in the 60s and 70s, people came downtown. And it was buzzing. So the whole thing is, when I'm down here, Beth, sometimes, you know, after 5, it kind of dies off. I mean, that's the challenge, I'm assuming it is for your group, to get people to come down here tonight.
Yeah, we do have a set of challenges that is a little bit different. Being an urban community, what we see is that at 5 o'clock, a lot of people, we've really been geared towards the daytime worker in the past, and so at 5 o'clock, yes, it's gotten pretty dark. Now, we have worked on other ways to refocus that shift. And so we really focus on the residents and those that are down here. We had like about 200 units in 2019, and now we're over 800 units for residential.
Oh my word.
Yes. So that has grown quite a bit. Also the new Capital City Market, like you talked about, that's helped quite a bit. And then pre-COVID, we had an event called the Downtown Traffic Jam, and that was very low cost. It was after 5 p.m. It helped entice people. Instead of sitting in a traffic jam, we had musical guests come in, nice. Tickets, hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and that was pretty successful. We'd like to start doing that once again, too. Right. And then also the most recent thing that we did is just last Friday, we closed the lighting campaign. It was $30,000. And then the state is matching another $30,000.
Oh my,
yeah, yeah, and so that is going to just brighten up the city. So all of that material, it's all on order right now, and we'll be seeing that installed.
So what are we going to be seeing? When you talk about, I saw this on the local news. Is lighting? You know, you're going to have lights down in this whole area.
Yep.
That's just going to bring a whole different atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, probably a feeling of maybe security.
Oh, absolutely. Coziness, security. I mean, that was a large complaint, was that people don't feel secure when they're down here because it's too dark. There's not enough people.
Yeah.
But we're starting to see more people down here because of the elevated residential units, and then also with this lighting campaign too. Retail is up, so we've got everyone who is major retail in this area. They're actually booming right now, so they're doing very, very well. There are some businesses, you know, we're trying to lift up anyone who is not doing as well because of the pandemic. So especially like restaurants and bars. There's a grant that just rolled out that is going to start here, and we're going to work with downtown businesses on that. In addition to, we just have a gift certificate program where we sold $40,000 worth of gift certificates within the first round, sold out within 24 hours. The second round sold out within 8 hours.
Oh my word.
Yeah, so it's $20,000.
Wow, that's terrific. So this is a grant-driven. So, I mean, that's how things happen, right, when you're trying to develop something. And that's probably a challenge during, you know, tough economic times that are going on, you know, social things and all that stuff that's going on. Is it more difficult to get those grants right now?
Not as difficult as we thought it was going to be, just because we've got the street credit now. Like,
yeah.
So people are starting to see that when we get these funds, we utilize these funds as much as possible. So we are very volunteer driven, and whenever anyone comes to us with an idea, a really good idea, we try to work with other groups and pull in together those resources. And then our committee or our organization, we go and search for sponsorships and grants to help make these action plans happen.
Wow. See, so for my vision, as you know, once again, I mean, I live outside of Lansing right now. I live in East Lansing, but I've always said what's good for downtown Lansing is good for all the outlying communities. Because what my vision is as a citizen in Greater Lansing is where people come downtown at night. You know, I mean, obviously after COVID and when we get some back to normalcy here,
Yeah.
where hey, let's go downtown Lansing. I mean, that is a long time coming. When do you think realistically? I mean, do you have like short-term goals, long-term goals? When that can happen?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking 2021. I mean, by this summer,
Okay.
we're going to start seeing that. So we started with pilot programs like the outdoor drive-in movies. We did that during COVID as well too, so that
Okay.
people could stay in their cars. And we broadcasted over on the side of the Blue Cross Blue Shield parking lot.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a huge success. We'd like to bring that on back. That's one nighttime activity. We've got Artery Alley where we lit that all up. We had an evening of excellence. That was through Facebook, so if you didn't feel comfortable, you could watch at home. So we've been able to engage other people that we weren't able to before. So not that COVID has been awful to a lot of people, but there's been some positives from it as well too,
Right.
and that is that outreach, being able to contact people and get to them that we haven't been able to before, and them wanting to get involved because their say matters. People's ideas, their concepts. I mean, people are hitting the ground running this year.
Yeah, that's you know, we're located here, Social Swap Cafe and Bakery, right across the street, due east of the old J.W. Knapp's building, which I did a Tom's Take on a couple months ago. Well, the eye company has developed, and see that's school shopping back in the '60s to now 2021, and how that historic element I think is so key when you can look and say, hey, I remember when I went up the escalators in that thing.
Right.
I think you're going to see more people intrigued by it, don't you think?
Oh,
Old people like
absolutely.
me. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and I guess even more to answer your question, that I see 2021 as this year of new development coming in as well too. There's interested parties. People want to buy property. People have been contacting us, asking us if they can move downtown.
Wow.
What are those steps? So, I mean, those are larger projects, so they're going to take a little bit longer. But smaller ones, we're just looking at these vacant spaces and how can we utilize those to their
Sure.
maximum capacity. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and I go back to when I initially talked about that Myers store, which is called the City Market.
Yeah, Capital City Market.
Capital City Market, and I thought, wow, this is a huge breakthrough. Because for people who live down there, they don't have to, you know, go to East Lansing or Holt or anything like that, or or go to Lansing, or go to Frandorf. It's right here in that great parking lot. Tell me that wasn't a big boost to what you're trying to accomplish.
Oh, I was there last night after work to grab something and then went home real quick. I said, oh, I forgot the pasta sauce, so I'll just stop in there. You know? Plus, we're going to have lunch there next Wednesday, and then we've got a meeting. So, Capital City Market, folks, they've been great to work with. They helped co-sponsor 20,000 tulip bulbs. So, Museum Drive, when you look down off of the Michigan Avenue Bridge and you look down that, I don't know, Museum Drive.
Yeah.
There's this huge,
Exactly.
there's just been this huge plant bed that's just kind of been waiting, and here we are. So we've got 20,000 tulips that will pop up in May.
Right. Well, that's absolutely true. Well, Beth, I'm gonna be re-engaging with you on what the progress. Maybe do a walking tour around here in future Tom's Take +1, because I just think this sits. I mean, this is what we got to get this accomplished, and now is the time. And get the momentum coming off, and the post-COVID momentum that we're going to come off. I think it's the right time, and I'm sure like the merchants like your Social Swap here, they're appreciating what you're doing. I'm sure they're giving you good feedback as well.
Oh, they're great. So what we try to do too is we want our downtown businesses to be part of our committees. So we've got 4 different committees. We've got design and public spaces, economic vitality, outreach, and promotions. So they find their passion where they feel like they would be best, and then that way they're the eyes and ears for us. We're down on the streets too, obviously, today.
Well, other than that, irritating Michigan State
I
basketball.
had to do it.
Oh well. Other than that, it's been a perfect interview.
And I really want to talk more too next time or this time about Lansing being that hub, because whenever you look at any large urban area, it's always the downtown. If the downtown's booming, the rest of the area is booming.
We're not segmented. Don't be in this mindset. Oh, I only hang in my area. Let's merge together. That's what I'm trying to do with the Tom's Takeout. Talk about people go to the other side of town, utilize that restaurant. I think that's the key for all of us to succeed, especially coming off this pandemic. Beth, I appreciate coming on with Tom's Take plus one until next time, and we'll talk about more things you're trying to accomplish in the solution phase that you're doing. Appreciate it.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks, Sam.